Ladies and gentlemen, pay attention, because right now we're going to start jumping into something rather interesting. How many of you guys have ever heard juggalos or insane clown posse? Show of hands. All right, like 4 people. I'm excited about this. Okay, how many of you guys ever heard someone yell, "Boop boop"? Anywhere? Anyone? Yeah. Okay, see, so that's just like a juggalo call right there. So people are going to know this. When as people are walking around, you'll find people just sitting there screaming that out. That's how you can identify a juggalo. And we're going to move right along, and today I'm going to talk to you guys about, obviously Insane Clown Posse, and basically they are the godfathers of juggalos. They,
About your credibility.
Credibility?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay, that's going to help. Thank you very much. I've actually been down with the clown for 7 years. To you, that might not mean very much, but basically that means I've been actively involved in all this kind of stuff, and this is just very important. So I'm here to talk to you guys today about how it all started, who were the founders of it, and then we're going to move on and we're going to talk about what they call the Dark Carnival and the 6 Joker's cards, and then we're also going to venture further into exactly what a juggalo is. Okay, so we're going to start off, and obviously this is ICP, but you can't really tell because Jay's all kind of covered up and all that stuff. But that'd be this hombre right here. So basically, they have several international, recognizable signs. Like that's called the Hatchet Man. You'll notice that all over the place. It's very recognizable. ICP's actually been around for over 20 years. They've started over 3 movies. 2 of them themselves they full on produced and were like the main actors in all of it. They've got board games. They were actually wrestlers. They have their own wrestling league now. They've produced over 20 albums and EPs, hundreds and hundreds of songs. They have 5 different solo not necessarily solo projects, but different bands and things that they're actually associated with. And they have what they call they're actually been voted the most hated band in the world. Yeah. But what's funny about that is most hated band in the world has about 10 million fans, and every year they this is actually something from the Gathering of the Juggalos, which takes place every year in last 6 years now. It's taking place in southern Illinois, out in the middle of the woods, and I was lucky enough to attend that last year with 25,000 other people, and. Now I'm going to talk to you guys about the 6 Joker's cards. Basically, this is what you call Carnival Carnage. Okay, this was the very first Joker's card. Came out in '91 or '92. I don't really remember from the top of my head. Now, it's a
Looks like the 6 different albums.
Yeah, I'm all over the place. Like where we start here. Okay, so yeah, 6 different albums. This is basically what there's not necessarily a religious side of it. So it's also sometimes some people would consider it a cult, which it's not. But the thing about it is they've always been about God, and they happen to cover up a lot of it. They try to pursue God and show Him off to the world, but the way they have to do this is they cover it up with what they call the wicked stuff. Let's just go with that, and that means that there's going to all their songs are going to be about murder and all kinds of other stuff. And if you listen closer and you really find the songs that actually go in depth and find meaning to it, there is a lot of religious value to it. There's something what they call the Dark Carnival. Is some people would say it represents God. There's a few different theories on it, but each an album has something is a little bit like a portion of the Bible, kind of like like the actual Bible has different books of it. This is one like that. This is the first installment called Carnival Carnage. This is the Ringmaster. This is the Riddle Box, Great Malenko, Amazing Jekyll Brothers, followed by the Wraith. These are all characters that are supposed to, eventually, this takes place after you die. Some of them are going on like in the middle of it. Like for example, the Amazing Jekyll Brothers. Every time you sin, another ball goes up. This is all carnival related. So what they're doing is they're juggling the whole time. And what happens is if you actually catch one of these, if they drop the balls, you go to hell, which is what they call Hell's Pit. If you live your whole life and you don't, and you end up dying before you drop the balls, you go to Shangri-La, which is heaven to some people. So we're going to kind of this is the actual symbol for the Dark Carnival itself. Okay, so we're going to move into what a juggalo is, and this is just this was our family. That's all it is. It's a giant family. Friends. It's more than just a fan club. People sit there. They associate it with just a group of fans, and that's not what it is. It's a fan club that it is just so much more. You can find people that will be willing to walk down the street, and like I was talking about the call signs, like whoop whoop and all that stuff. Now, you find people that will. You got every group has a large number of people in it, and that means that that you got all wide varieties. This is supposed to be the outcasts of the world. So like people that didn't necessarily fit in high school and different stuff like that. This is one of those places where we can always go, and they paint up for different reasons, just to kind of like express themselves in a different way, and kind of cover up who they were. And because once you're branded up like that, no one knows, no one cares who you are. You're just part of something bigger than yourself. Violent J was actually on Nightline with Martin Bashir, and he actually said, family is the only word that can describe the feeling that goes on at a juggalo event. It's a concert with over 2,000 brothers and sisters together. There's no fighting because they're all family. And so, and what goes on there is a very special feeling. I've been to several shows, and I'm telling you flat out, it's the most amazing feeling in the world because you can walk up to any one of these people, and they'd be willing to, feed you, do whatever you need. Like if you're on the streets, you got a home if you ask them. So today I obviously butchered a lot. But we covered who actually started the Dark Carnival and everything behind it, and that was in St. Clown Posse, obviously. We talked about the 6 Jokers cards, and then we also talked about what exactly a juggalo is, and I made them all look terrible today, so